All right, let's talk about a genuine landmark in gaming, Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm not just talking about a game that's sold a ton of copies. No, this thing is a full-blown phenomenon. It basically took our expectations for interactive stories and just completely shattered them. This quote, it really nails the feeling of starting this game. Because that first step you take, it's not just the start of some straight line from A to B. Oh no. It's the beginning of a journey that you get to shape, one that can twist and turn in a million different ways for, honestly, hundreds of hours. And I'm not exaggerating here. This isn't just another hit game we're talking about. This thing set a whole new standard, a bar so high for role-playing games. So how in the world did Larian Studios pull this off? Let's get into it. All right, let's dive right in. What's the secret sauce? I mean, what makes this game such a massive runaway success that's got millions of people hooked? Well, the real magic here is this incredible tightrope walk it pulls off. On one hand, it's got all the depth and complexity that hardcore Dungeons & Dragons fans have been dreaming of for ages. But on the other hand, it's totally welcoming and super exciting for people who wouldn't even know what a D20 is. It's single-handedly brought a niche hobby into the mainstream spotlight. Okay, so at the very core of this game's design, there's one simple idea, but it completely changes everything about how you play. You know how it is. We've all played those games where you make a big choice and nothing really changes. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is the complete opposite of that. It doesn't just put you in the driver's seat, it makes you a co-writer of the story. Every single decision, even the tiny ones, sends out ripples that can completely change your adventure. It's why no two playthroughs are ever the same. And this really shows where the game sits in the grand scheme of things. It's this amazing blend of two totally different worlds. You get this super deep, complex, branching dialogue you'd find in a game like Disco Elysium, right? But then it smashes that together with the stunning cinematic look and feel of a big action game like Ghost of Tsushima. The result is, well, it's something special. So all this talk about freedom and choice, where does it really shine? Well, it comes alive in two huge ways: the incredibly complex characters you're journeying with and the seriously strategic fights you get into. Let's start with Shadowheart. Her whole story basically forces you to grapple with these really heavy ideas about faith and blind loyalty. Her devotion is her shield, but it's also this massive burden. And it's your choices that will either help her break free or just sink her even deeper into that darkness. And then there's Gale. Oh, Gale. He's this wizard with sky-high ambition and the power to back it up. But there's a catch. A big one. He's got this magical instability. So you're constantly asking yourself, can I trust this guy's quest for more power, or is he basically a walking, talking time bomb? Astarion is a perfect example of how this game just lives in the moral gray areas. He's a survivor of some pretty horrific stuff, and because of that, his suggestions are usually, let's say, self-serving. He makes you walk this really fine line between feeling for what he went through and being super careful about what he might do next. Yeah, so forget about good or evil with him. It's just not that simple. All that moral ambiguity, that worldview shaped by trauma, it makes him a powerful ally for sure, but also a totally unpredictable one. He's a textbook complex character, and the game constantly reminds you of the baggage he's carrying. But it's not all doom and gloom. Just when you think the story's getting too heavy, the game does this brilliant thing. It gives you these little moments of genuine warmth, like finding a little lost owlbear cub and bringing it back to your camp. It's not some epic quest, right? But it's these small things that ground you and give you an emotional break from all the darkness. And this level of depth carries right over into the combat. This is not your typical button-mashing hack-and-slash stuff. A big fight, like the one against this demon Yurgir, it's basically a chess match. If you just run in blindly, you're toast. You have to plan, you have to use the environment, break his line of sight, get the high ground. You've got to use your spells to control the flow of the battle. It's all about strategy. All right, let's pull back and look at the bigger picture for a second. Because the impact of this game, it goes way beyond just the screen. It sent massive waves through the whole entertainment world. I mean, this game has single-handedly kicked off a new golden age for D&D. Think about it. It handles all the complicated rules, all the math, all the dice rolls for you. It's the perfect on-ramp, the ultimate gateway that's getting millions of new people to say, hey, maybe I should try that tabletop thing for real. And this quote from Lorien, the developers, just hits the nail on the head. Their secret to success was a deep, genuine respect for the originals. They weren't trying to erase the past. They just built on it, modernized it, and opened the doors for a whole new generation to fall in love with this classic series. So, just to give you an idea of how massive this thing is, let's compare it to another giant, Final Fantasy XIV. See, Baldur's Gate 3 is what we call a CRPG, a computer role-playing game. It's designed for you, either solo or with a few friends. Final Fantasy XIV, on the other hand, is an MMO, a massive multiplayer online game, with thousands of people in the same world. Both are enormous, but they have a different goal. FXIV is about a massive community sharing one epic story. Baldur's Gate 3 is all about you, creating a story that's completely your own. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, it means one of the best adventures in gaming is just sitting there waiting for you. But before you jump in headfirst, there are a couple things you should probably know. First up, let's get practical. This game is a beast. To really soak in its incredible world without stutters and long load times, you're going to want a machine that hits these recommended specs. And trust me on this, having an SSD for storage is pretty much a must-have. It makes a huge difference. But here's the biggest takeaway, the thing you really need to understand. The freedom is just off the charts. With so many paths, so many choices that actually matter, your story will be uniquely yours. Nobody else will have the exact same one. You can be a hero, a villain, or something way more complicated, and the world just bends and adapts to whatever you do. And that really brings us to the final question the game leaves you with. It gives you this massive world. It gives you all the tools. It gives you these unforgettable characters. But the story that gets told, the legacy you leave behind, well, that's all on you.